Okay, hello YouTube. This is going to be a segment about shielding stuff for your footwear that might have metal on it. So what I've done is I've taken a generic rubber insole, cushioned insole, and I put that in after. What I found helped was, strangely enough, the bag from corn chips, and so I cut the bag to fit the size of the insole, and then what I do is I put the slippery side, the shiny side, down into the boot, and then the insole on top. Then I found that because the way a lot of this stuff works is the information communicated from your fingers and your hands and your feet, especially, also your head obviously, but for my feet I found shielding the soles of my feet has helped a lot with reduction of placed voices and sounds. And it's inexpensive and easy to do, so there's probably more I could do if I had maybe rubber cement or something. I could maybe cover over the metal and then maybe take lines down to the sole to somewhat more ground these metal, because I've noticed even when doing this, if I have my feet together, it's not as good as if I have my feet apart, so they definitely form some kind of antenna that needs to be a little bit closer together for someone to try to do crimes. It's harder for them when the feet are wider apart. Also, so for clothing, this principle I think can be applied to clothing as well. So I'm envisioning, I have a sewing machine, so I'm envisioning taking just 50% cotton, 50% polyester clothes, free from zippers and little metal holes, you know, that the drawstrings might go through, things like that. Any types of hooks or pins or clasps, zippers, any of those types of things. Also this type of fastening system, it's called hook and loop fastening system, unless it's proprietary. There are some proprietary brands, but if you say their name without their permission, then they sue you into oblivion. So I don't want to say the name of what you might think of when you look at this type of thing, but it's pretty commonly available, and it's on just about all the clothing we're buying now, and it stores more static electricity than I want on my body. So a big part of shielding and grounding, I think, is our clothing and how we are, you know, in private and in public. And so what I've been doing systematically is going through and just removing any zippers. You know, I could say extraneous zippers, but what I've found is that all the zippers are acting as an antenna, especially when closed, especially when zipped up. So I just remove the zippers, remove the hook and loop fastening stuff. Anywhere there's a drawstring or things like that, I just cut that off. Any type of, you know, sometimes on the back of a garment you'll find a drawstring, maybe on the waist, to have more of a form fitting. So I take that out, and I also make sure to take out the metal loops, just reducing to zero, hopefully, all the metal on me, all the zippers, all the hook and loop fastening systems, And then with this technique of these chip bags, and it's not just chips, I'm sure there are a lot of different types of commonly available products that have that type of, it looks like a plasticized cooking foil type of surface. I found that, and you can check if you have an environment, which I've built up slowly over time, that's shielded enough. It's sensitive enough that small differences you really notice. And one of the differences I noticed when I was eating chips today, that's why I'm doing this video, is as I was eating, any voices or sounds or any type of stuff like that was reduced a lot by when I was holding the bag as I was eating the chips. So I thought, well, that's interesting and surprising. So maybe if I, walk around with that in my shoes and sew panels of it into my clothes, especially for nighttime when I'm sleeping. I might not want to walk around with that during the day, but especially at night, it's not a problem. And so that's where I'm at with that kind of stuff. Is there anything I've left out? Probably, but it's all a work in progress. Anyway, hope that helped. Till next time.